Okay. Stream started. Gonna be playing. Addicted. Bit of a reduced solar system, just elongate. The Academy is interesting. Get the little buff popularity or around the planet. Full leg up.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Fear is understandable, a natural reaction to the unknown. It is only by joining together that we can rise above our base impulses. Our strength lies in our collective knowledge and our rich history of innovation. It is that bond that gives us courage, for if we cannot rise above our fear, we have learned nothing, and we are lost.
Wow. Right, so who has crashed
Hello,
in
Chancellor.
Niger? Oh, sorry.
The Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Li Qingzao, your provost. We are living in a time of chaos, ridden with both danger and opportunity. The alien arrival carries the potential for great good and great evil, and as yet, we have no way of knowing which it shall be.
Oh, that, okay, that was... Yep. With you so far. Okay. Oh. Let's crash the game there. Okay. That's not Niger. This is Niger. Rough. Alright, we've got 2 counselors, as always. Oh, he's an officer. Sick. Okay, that's actually good stats then. Well, maybe not good, but
standing by for orders.
Usable stats. Okay, we at least have 1 persuasion character here, so that's good. At it, why not? Criminal. Put that in there. No, that's too expensive. Better just get persuade. Messing around with big purchases. We're going to, since this guy's persuasion is extremely below average,
on the way to the
have
target
him
site.
do our investigation.
What's the op?
Have our persuasion character, our evangelist. Well, question: what should we have her do? Not go to China, that's for sure. No one's going there. That's 0 popularity. The Academy usually gets, that's a pretty nice Japan boost. Usually gets a boost in a few places, and usually there's one country that really gets boosted. Oh, there it is. Looks like we know what we're doing. Okay. So, America is an interesting start because it's objectively the strongest early game. as it is America and therefore has all of the things. But this number right here will continue to rise if you don't address stuff like the high income inequality and other various problems, strife and such. As that goes up, things get worse, and eventually it will be just a shadow of its former self in terms of its resource output, especially research, which is the main reason to get it. If you look here, 634 research versus 567, so ahead of China, not by a gigantic margin, but like that's pretty comfortably ahead. That's shy of 100 research ahead. Compare that with another, similarly populous country like India, 273 research. Russia, 117. France is a bit of a, technically the most is building up the EU, the European, which means you start as France. France has more than, Russia, but then France can very quickly build up a unified country, the European Union, taking advantage of all these little research sums here, right? Like Germany is nothing to sneeze at here at 213. Combine that with France, and you're more than India at that point. So that's why the EU can be really powerful. But lots of people recommended this, but I don't like doing it because the AI also notices this, and they all fight over it, and it's a giant mess. So it's easier, in my opinion, in terms of just the amount of headaches it gives me, to go for something like the United States or China if you really want long-term stability, or even Russia if you're just, trying to immediately rush, getting like boost, which is of course the resource that gets you into space. If you go into Russia, you immediately gain access to all of Kazakhstan's boost. Kazakhstan, especially if you control Kazakhstan, that is, and Kazakhstan has the highest single boost income of any country at the start of the game. So it is a strategically valuable country because of that. However, the United States boost income is nothing to sneeze at either, although it is vastly more difficult to control with 6 control points to Kazakhstan's 2, which combined with the 4 of Russia is, same amount of control points, not necessarily the same amount spent. Let's see, 17.69 points per control point for Russia. Contrast that with the United States. Yes, 33.87 control points out of your control point cap up here, just for 1 point. So very expensive to control. You have to kind of resurrect it from the polarization and income inequality that's like causing long-term damage. That can be a challenge, especially if we're the Academy, and if you're not aware, the Academy is a fun little early game event where all of our control points get heavily, well, not all, roughly half, based on RNG, get completely crushed and cracked down, because it turns out the aliens aren't friendly, which is what we were kind of banking on here in the Academy, and it doesn't work out. But the upside is that we can have an early, very, very early, hyper early game advantage, because we're the fun, optimist faction. Everyone's like, oh yeah, maybe things will go well, and so there's like popularity in like random countries, like way more than any other faction would ever get at game start. Like compare that, to like Project Exodus. Like, yeah, they have an advantage in France, but it's still a minority advantage, right? Protectorate in Britain and Germany, and in America we have 69%. That is almost 3/4 of everyone in the United States is on board with the Academy. That's a huge advantage, because if we go try to control nation, you can see only 11% success, and for the United States that's actually a very high base success rate. Normally it's really low, but because of this huge public opinion bonus, we you know, get a bonus, and so it's slightly more manageable. And if we dump influence into it, it becomes basically a 50-50 shot. Contrast that with a relatively easy to control country like, you know, Cuba, 98% chance right out of the gate, right? Even France, you know, which can build into the European Union, which is comparable to the United States resource-wise, arguably better, you know, 19% base, right? And we don't have any popularity, you know, 0 popularity in Russia. Okay, so Russia, some countries that have like really robust, like they'll have a control point that says something to the effect of like, yeah, security apparatus, you know, and other things that just make it very difficult to do. Like China is the worst example of this. Very difficult to do public campaigns in China. You have to dump money into it, right? And that's, we've maxed out the amount of money we can spend on it, and we only get 7% chance of boosting our popularity, right? This is why China can be a difficult start, because you're at the mercy of the RNG, you know, but it's still considered a meta start because long term it's just like very hard to screw up China, right, in terms of just resource output and stability. You know, it's easy to screw up America long term, but it's also relatively simple to not do it if you have some idea of what you're doing. You know, and you can see our public campaign, you know, should be pretty low. Like it's never, America's never as low as China in terms of success rate. Still pretty low though. 47%, you know, with our huge bonus, still not even half without income investment. Contrast that with really, you know, less powerful, less influential countries. That's, you know, that's peanuts over here. So, I think, let's see, we also have decent popularity in Canada. Problem is, well, the reason I'm not a huge fan of starting with big countries is that there's just so little control point cap. That can be raised by counselor skills, persuasion, command, administration raises, like that adds up, each point in that adds to your control point cap. So it does raise up, this number does go up relatively quickly. But like you'll be kind of half or third controlling the country for a while until you can actually get enough control point cap, you know, and never mind expanding into here. And it's almost counterintuitive because it's easier to get into America if you have a point in Canada or Mexico, or, you know, indeed any country bordering another country makes it easier. If we had a control point in Mongolia, it'd be easier to get into China, etc. But I think we will go for the United States, just because, I mean, it's laid out on a silver platter here. You know, it's an objectively good start, you know, if you're not, you know, if you can competently run it. We have no meaningful advantage in France. If anything, we are at a pretty significant disadvantage. And as I said, the AI hard targets Europe. Like, we'll be fighting, you know, that's my main reason I'm not a huge fan of the EU start, is you spend so much of the early game just, you know, beating the AI off of all of the European countries you want, so that you can finally scrape together the European Union, you know. So that's the main advantage of a larger, you know, contiguous nation like the United States or China or India or Russia, you know, to a lesser extent these two, but is that, you know, you're not fighting the AI for as much. You really only have to fight one battle. Like, if we go, we control this one, we control this one, the AI like snatches up that one, we can just keep going, control this one, eventually get the executive, and then root the AI out later, right? Whereas it's hard to be fighting with the AI over France, and also over Germany, and over Belgium, and over, you know, and so on and so forth, especially if you get really screwed with counselor roles. So with that said, let's just full send. 50-50 is not bad. It is a lot of influence, not like doable. Yeah.
Putting our people in place.
We'll run the risk.
Standing by.
Well, we're just kind of waiting on the initial event here from the alien investigation. gonna go full speed. All right, management team. Influence income by 3. I usually pick the science income. Before it was a complete no-brainer, because from what I understand, it used to be that this option right here gave you ops income, and early game ops income is a huge pain in the butt to get your hands on. So getting that was kind of a no-brainer. Now it's just flat sum of 50 ops that you get, which is nothing to sneeze at. It is no longer like basically required, right? Whereas before, like, you'd be like actively hindering yourself not to take it. Now I think it's still kind of a no-brainer, because free influence is not gonna make a huge difference, and neither is 10 finance income. But 15 science in the hyper early game, that can make a difference. Like, that's 15 science. If we look here at like one of these small countries, right, that's comparable to if we controlled Honduras, right? That for free, for what we would be spending 5.89 control point cap on, we're getting more, right? And that's just one example, right? Nicaragua, we get a little more, in exchange for a little more control point cap, etc. But I think that's a really, like, it's still kind of a no-brainer, but it's just less, like, objectively correct. Uh-oh. Why did we just drop? Is someone running? Oh, here it is. So, this is why we dropped. We're at 69% now. Before our turn ends, we're going to be at 57. So I think this right here, this event, choose between ops, a flat ops, funds, quite a little mix of ops and influence and public opinion, or we go into the UN and we just declare to everyone what our intent is, lay out our whole manifesto on what our ideas are. It gives us a big boost in everything except ops, versus a mix of everything and only ops. I usually like to go for this one.
They are not life forms or xenosapiens.
Oh, hey.
They are demons incarnate.
Because
they and the traitors who support them will face our judgment.
I think he means us.
Every circumstance is an opportunity. Our test is to recognize and seize it.
Right.
They are here
Oh
to
my, there's
cleanse
more.
our sick world. The aliens are our saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
Okay. So we had all those little encounters because by doing that manifesto to the world, we obviously revealed ourselves to the world. So all the other clandestine organizations discovered us, and thus we get the discovery event. Yeah, the Academy is in, they're kind of sort of hard mode. I mean, not nearly as much as you'd think, but they are hard mode in a lot of ways. One of the ways they're hard mode is that we simultaneously do get along with everyone, but we're also kind of at odds with everyone. Because we don't hate the aliens enough for humanity first and their ilk, and we don't like the aliens enough for the servants and their ilk. So we're in a bit of a bind there, but let's see if...
Here's what we found.
Chancellor, we have completed our initial field in...
Cool. Yep, and that's a thing to research. Oh, I just realized I didn't pick my research. Oh boy. I take over any one of these. Did I just screw up everything? No, we can still take over mission to space. This one, can we? No. Okay, we're just gonna have to take over mission to space entirely here. Yeah, and she just absolutely whiffed the RNG on that. So yeah, we do not get any new science income, therefore. So we're in a bit of a pickle.
It has always been true that we must leave the cradle.
Right. There's our favorite faction there. Yep. Oh boy, I'm sure this will last. One humanity, we're so unified right now. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I guess we did apparently just materialize 18% support there for some reason, but no, we're gonna stick here. Like, we can't not take advantage of this hugely important. You know, I think this is just laid out on a silver platter for us. Like I said, we can't be
Bringing them to
foolish
our
not
side.
to do something.
Reporting in.
Speaking of, buy this. Not a lot of monthly income, and I don't spoils that much. This guy's persuasion is bad, which is not great because he's an officer. His whole thing is like, wait, where? Aren't you supposed to have an inspire mission? Because you're furtive? Yeah, so he's an officer in the... Alright, we're gonna have to ditch this guy, I think. The whole point of an officer is that they have, like, military capabilities, but they can also do, like, persuasion missions like Inspire. But his traits actively forbid that. Let's do... Oh, we can't do public campaign either. Okay, so this guy just doesn't get to do anything. I guess you could stabilize nation, that might help here. Yeah, 2.8, that's not terribly exciting, but it is an amount of strife. Burning all my influence, trying to persuade the US. Do we not get the... Oh. Get someone who doesn't suck. Celebrity. Another good persuasion one, and bad everything else. Nice RP value though here with their ethical. Is like the least, like these are nice traits. I mean, influence income, persuasion's great. I don't know, we might want to hang on to this guy for a little while longer and just recruit someone else, but I think he's going to have to get replaced eventually, because that is... furtive is not great for who he's supposed to be.
Things are cooling off.
Yes. Yes, they are.
We were unable to establish control.
Man, that's rough.
At your service.
Okay. What can I do? Not gonna burn influence. Really like fruit. Adam Pin-K over here. Let's burn money instead of influence. Those numbers up.
I will try to sway the public.
I guess you just do this again.
Acknowledged.
I kind of play it by ear, these counselor missions. I'm not a very efficient player. And have tunnel vision.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with
Cool,
us.
cool. If I recruit her now, will I get to use her in the next action? The assumption would be yes.
Ready?
Alright, 6, she's also got Persuade. So, just a generically good character for this. This is a stupid idea, I don't know why I'm bothering with this,
Taking
but...
control.
Have,
At your service.
I guess you can just keep
We'll turn
spamming stabilize. And
Where
you...
to? I will tell our story.
We are trying to get our... somehow I suspect we're still gonna whiff this.
Violence is abating.
We hold no sway in their
Yeah,
minds.
that sounds about right. Oh no.
The trick is not to look directly at what you're trying.
Alright. Oh no, They took over Mission to Space. Can we take over this one? Let's take it where we are not alone. We gotta get something. If we can get a control point here, I mean, even just 1/6 of 720, like that's a lot of research just from one control point.
We were unable to establish control.
See, yeah, this is the main issue going after the big nations. The main headache is that you can just kind of get screwed by RNG. You're at the mercy of RNG.
Where to?
Versus, like, if we'd done an EU start, we'd probably already be, like, well into France, you know, and we would be fighting the AI over everything. Like, look at that. Protectorate's already there. They already have a defend interests over it, meaning we can't realistically crack down that, you know, and that would have been our fate. Like, we would have just been, it's just whack-a-mole for 2 hours. That's the early game in Europe. This is
Putting our people in place.
It's probably not an advisable
Ready to go.
expenditure
my
of
mission.
my influence here, but getting just a little
We'll
bit
make our
desperate.
appeal.
Ready for orders.
That's terrible. Don't do that.
We'll
There we
make
go.
things safe. Things are stabilizing.
Yep.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Indeed. I'm not holding out a lot of hope here. Oh. Delayed-eyed. Alright, this just gives us a boost into certain things. I like to do... Depends on where you are, but I just like to do economy boost. Because
still
you
lack
can't go
support.
wrong with that. You can go wrong with these rolls, though. You know, you think I'd get lucky at least once.
Wrapping up here.
Oh, really? And we're gonna have to do it again with even less influence? Alright. Clearly we're gonna need... you know,
I'm here.
if I knew I was gonna be this reliant on
At your
RNG,
service.
I would have just
Where to?
gone to China.
Your orders?
Alright. We're gonna just spend a cycle here. This is probably not even slightly the efficient way to do this, but
I will tell our story. Acknowledged.
we're just gonna be so popular
orders.
there. And then we will finally secure control of the financial sector.
Order is returning.
You know, technically the most efficient thing to do would be like, you know,
The people will come
grab
to our side.
control of
We've
part of
moved the
Canada.
needle.
Grab some of Mexico, boost your capture here, but I don't want to waste control points there. I want to spend it all on America.
Standing by.
All I have. Get another point. Insecure. Wait, that was not... I meant to remove insecure. Oh well. Looks like we're having 10 persuasion instead. Which means
Reporting in.
you get to do the control nation turn. Well, that's technically the highest
Bringing
percentage.
them on board.
The highest chance we've had.
Ready.
I'm not gonna spend more money on this. I'm just
Making
gonna...
our case.
You're just gonna throw the dice on that one.
The Surat al-Baqarah
Right.
teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Wow. Anyway, we are not alone. I'm feeling pretty lonely here with my with no control points to keep me warm.
Violence is abating.
Public opinion is
Right,
moving in our direction.
with you so far. Watch, this is the lowest percentage chance, and will still be our best.
We failed to
Yep.
take control.
All right. It was even higher than it. I'm gonna cry. All right. No. Oh wait, that's just their station. That's not. It's not a counselor. This is
Acknowledged.
awful. Full send.
Establishing our presence.
I'm
It's
here.
it's the principle of the thing now.
Ready to go.
Where do you need me?
I'm just gonna
We'll
full
restore
send on
peace
America
on
until
this
I get a
nation.
freaking control point. I don't care about you, Banerjee. I will literally tank this entire game before I
Things are cooling off.
let this go.
Our cause is
No,
unjustified to them.
please.
Laying the groundwork.
You
We
can't be.
still lack support.
You're joking. You know, I usually get lucky on the rolls when I'm not recording. Coincidence? Probably. Okay. That's a worse rating now. All right.
We'll be running this place.
I don't
in
care if
no
it takes
time.
me
Where do you need me?
until the next decade. I will sit here until 2030 running
We
these
must
turns.
persuade the people.
We must not only defend human lives from
Right, gotcha. This is just for anyone new who may be watching this. Don't do this. This is not
Things are stabilizing.
the way to play the game.
Moved the needle.
This is me being petty.
We were unable to establish
You
control.
jest. Surely not. You know, see, these 50% chances sure seem to fail a lot more than 50% of the time.
Prepping for next mission.
Right, enemies planning.
Wrapping up here.
Which must be nice to be able to
Cleaning
plan.
things up.
Like you're going to Russia,
We'll
pal.
recon the site.
I'm here.
Gonna cry.
Reporting
I'm
in.
actually gonna weep.
Bringing them to our side.
This fails again. I'm gonna Alt
Public
F4
opinion
and play
remains
RuneScape or
unmoved.
something. No. What? That doesn't bode well. Critical failure?
We found something.
No.
We've gained
Oh my God.
significant support.
We're not playing RuneScape. It's official. Oh. Oh God. All right. Okay. We got him. We got Wall Street in our pocket now. Just in time for Deep Space Skywatch to... Oh, no, it's not being researched. But once it is, it will undo all
Ready
of our
for
efforts.
orders.
This was a stupid idea.
Ready.
Anyway. Whenever I was doing this, you've just been... What do you mean?
Ready for
What do you mean,
orders.
no?
Standing by for orders.
I swear to God, if it's because of it... Why can't you go in there? Government? No. Surely not. Oh. Okay. It's because... Yep, okay. It's not that he's barred from the country, he just can't do the stabilize mission because there's nothing to stabilize. Okay. I was worried his terrible personality was also making him banned from the country. Alright. We're not gonna burn 10 influence on that. No, thank you. Okay. We're kind of gonna have to keep him around despite his unpleasantness. Naval engineer. Because he's got a lot of abilities that we really need. I think we'll protect the people that matter.
Defending the VIP.
All right.
At your
Speaking of
service.
mattering,
What's the
we're gonna full send again,
establishing
and
control?
then spend another 9 turns getting this control
Standing
point.
by for orders.
Ew. I think we're still just trying to farm control
I
here.
will tell our story.
This was not even remotely the optimal way
I'll
to do
keep
this.
them safe.
But we don't believe in optimizing around here. In this house, we play it by ear. In this house, we're actively
Public sentiment is increasingly
ruining our
with us.
games. All right. Yep. With you so far.
Our presence.
Oh,
is
now you're
growing.
gonna work. Okay, we have the regional authorities. The great state of Maine is now in our pocket, and presumably some other states.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
No. Surely not. How are you leading after I've gotten more research? No, what do they have? There's no way that they are carrying that on the Czech Republic's resource, and there's no way. Where is this? No. There we go. What? What do they have? Actually, counterintuitively, the easiest, no, we can't do it because we don't have executive yet. No, the easiest way to check who controls what nation is through the Manage Relations button, at least from what I've found, because going to the actual Nations tab is actually quite difficult to filter. This only shows you the ones you've got. It doesn't show you all the nations, unfortunately. So we can only speculate as to what, until we have executive power in this great republic, we will not be able to know who actually controls what countries. Or at least I won't be able to know because I am bad at this game's UI. Let's see. Okay. Again, this is not the A team of research generation, so I don't know. I guess they just have the most control points in general, maybe? I don't know. It's crazy to me that they're overtaking us when we've got... What is our... Yes, we have more than them. I'm gonna cry. Alright. Whatever. Wait, we're not... Okay, no, we still don't even get it. We'll send every research point we have from 2 control points of the United States and we still don't get it. Alright. Alright. Speaking of full send, you're never gonna guess what we're gonna do next.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Ready for my mission.
Where to?
Alright. Is this
We'll make our
dumb?
appeal.
Yeah. Am I doing it anyway? Absolutely. Yes. That's where we need to be.
On guard.
Alright. If we get the third
keep them
control
safe.
point. Yeah, we're getting 123.7 research per control point. How are they overtaking us? This is inconceivable. Right, with you
Our
so far.
case remains unheard.
This is heinous. Okay, no, that's not the control point one. That one's still gonna fail, but...
With each passing day, you...
Right. Sorry, force of habit. I forcibly skipped these early game ones because I restart the game so often.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind. But I'm a realist. I know better. Any race advanced enough to find us would be advanced enough to end us, likely without even regarding us. Commander Fiona Ayawade, NATO Symposium on First Contact.
Wow. That's crazy. Anyway.
Our supporters are in place.
You know what? Where was this luck 6 turns ago? Alright. Okay. Oh, now we're leading. Now that we've changed the... This is... Okay, Mass Drivers is actually good, though. I want that. This is so hilariously unoptimized. Can we just kind of... sneak just a crumb of research project to research for us?
Ready
Or are
to
we
go.
gonna get overtaken by Project
Standing
Exodus
by.
again? We can probably afford at least one more control. Surely. After all, why shouldn't I
We'll
keep
be
it?
running this place in no time.
At your service.
Right, we'll be
Where
running
do
this
you need
place. With you so far.
Making our case.
Where do you need me?
Okay. I don't really know what to do. If you can't tell, I don't really know what to do with Gerard over here. So I'm just kind of mindlessly
Defending the
spamming
VIP.
whatever mission seems useful at that particular
On guard.
moment. Right. Just to recruit an additional count. Yeah, so this would be nice.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. We failed to take control.
Alright.
Chancellor,
Okay.
our inquiry so far has only yielded more mysteries.
Right. How prepared is this alien for its arrival on Earth, etc.? Alright. So we're just a little bit behind on the plot here. Let's do... We may have spent our best years throwing ourselves at the United States. Yeah, once a research in here called Deep Space Skywatch pops in, that is when we know we are living on borrowed time.
Where do you need me?
Because that is the research that shows that the aliens are, in fact, armed to the teeth and actively building factories to make more warships. And therefore do not, as we, the Academy, hope, come in peace. And as you can imagine, public support pretty quickly evaporates. This is inconceivable. Why are we only at 39 now? Who needs to level up? You're getting level up. I'm also not acquiring orgs at all.
Ready.
Again,
Ready for my
not even
mission.
slightly optimized over here. Obviously, I clicked cancel earlier. Or something. Let's see, you... don't really have any useful persuasion skills because of pesky things. You're just on account of you just being a huge asshole. Alright.
What's the op?
What about you? I have 2 persuasion specialists, and you know what? We can probably maybe try and spec her into admin. It'll be a bit of a slog getting through the lower skill tiers, but eventually it'll pay off. Just spam
I will try to sway the
unaugmented public opinion.
Standing by. Your
This is-
orders?
Let's see. Now, if we're very lucky, she will trigger her public support, boost the support just before she gets another lucky roll, and which will have its chance improved by that boosted
Taking
support.
control.
This is what we in the
I'm
business
here.
call strats.
I'll keep them safe.
Okay. Right. This is completely unnecessary, by the way. I'm giving him the protect mission because I am lacking in
We're
creative
winning their
thinking.
hearts and minds.
Enology lab, right, with you so far.
We're taking over.
Yeah, okay, cool. We now have the mass media, I want to say. Is that what it is? Yes. Yeah. We are the United States, so our boost income, we should also probably, fix the country and everything. Welfare and economy. As you might suggest, economy boosts your GDP. Welfare boosts, or rather reduces income inequality, so we're going to want a hefty portion of that. Knowledge also improves this right here, polarization, which is important because that's what generates strife, and strife absolutely murders countries. Like this goes up too high, then all of these fun numbers that are really high for the United States right now plummet. Funding we're gonna put down on 2 pips here because I want to build a money machine here, but I don't need to put that much investment into it at the moment because we want boost and mission control like it's going out of style. We'll also pip down the military for that same reason. We'll pip this down. Government. America doesn't need a huge government investment just because it's already far on the democracy end of the spectrum. The higher your democracy score, it gives you a lot of bonuses, but like it's more important to just make sure you don't fall below democracy because technically if you fall all the way down to like a authoritarian state, it gives you different bonuses to like things like stability and such but instead of the bonuses to research and other things that a high democracy score gives. So the main key point here is just to prevent from falling into the accursed middle zone that a lot of countries fall into, anocracy, which gives you no real bonuses as far as I understand it. It just makes things worse. So you have neither the stability of an authoritarian system nor the freedom of a democratic system. It's just bad, is the general gist of, as I understand it's the logic here. We want to prevent that. If we go into anocracy in the United States, it's going to be a long time before we can recover things. So we are going to put some pips into government, or at least I am. You know, I'm not a meta player. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, to be completely honest, but that's why I'm putting some in. That's my logic behind it. We're not going to mess with oppression, because that doesn't really work if you're a democratic country. It only gives you ability if you are an authoritarian country. If you're a democratic country, it just pisses people off more to, send the jackboots into the street. Unity kind of like artificially raises your cohesion. Like it does it without doing the hard work of like making people more educated and calm. You know, it just kind of like spams propaganda and gaslights everyone into thinking that we have cohesion. Which, you know, short-term gain, my favorite kind of gain. Environment, I also like to put investment points in, because this will sneak up on you. So I like to at least throw a little bit of a IP that way. Yeah, this is not even slightly optimized, or even the recommended way of playing. It's just how I play, because I am inefficient. Okay. They're all our armies we control, and because we're the United States and therefore have a huge navy, most of these armies have a navy attached to them, and how that works is just the existence of a navy. It's just effectively a number that says whether or not you get to move around the ocean. So our navy value is higher than China's, as an example. So we went to war with China, and we sent an army over there. We could do it because our navy's bigger than theirs, and therefore can prevent them from blockading us, and can just kind of swat them aside and land troops. That's the logic behind it anyway. So that's why you can build armies, and then, you can only build as many armies as you have navies, or rather as many navies as you have armies. These are controlled by the AI currently because we do not have them. That's why we can't change these pips, to be clear. Speaking of control points, full send.
Bringing them on board. Ready for my mission.
We're still stable. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Why don't we just start? We'll just start stabilizing the neighbors.
We'll make things safe.
Why not?
Acknowledged.
As he said, we'll make things safe. Okay, that is a really nice base percentage without any money investment, and I haven't even upgraded her persuasion, so these control points obviously are, mass media is boosting our public campaign, so that's why it now is 75% base. But yeah, all of these give like different bonuses.
Order is returning.
In every country.
The people will come to our side.
I usually don't pay that much attention to them. I don't know. I usually ended up stapling myself to one particular country and just staying there the whole time. Oh my god. Another critical fail. This is awful.
Establishing our presence.
Completely intolerable.
Ready to go.
All right. We're technically not wasting time because we're essentially just sitting around accruing boost income, and every control point we get gives us more boost, because the United States has quite a bit of boost, only slightly less than Kazakhstan, who has, of course, the highest boost at the start of the game. We also have a very good, comfortable mission control cap, which we are also fully investing in, because we want to have mission control is how you have more things in space, and we want to have things in space as quickly as possible. Yes, let's get Technology Lab, I guess. We already have one thing in space.
Just imagine, Ifechi, how this world would change if we could mass manufacture building materials in an instant. Homes built for mere pennies, irrigation for every village, a brighter, fairer future for all. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, Private Correspondence.
Okay. Carbon manipulation, which leads to carbon nanotubes later. I'm just keeping my eyes peeled for Deep Space Skywatch here. It can be beneficial to pick it yourself if you are ahead as the Academy and just kind of get it out of the way early. But I am, as you can tell, not ahead, so we're not going to be doing that.
Violence is abating.
Okay.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Okay.
We've got our people in place.
Right. Okay, now we have Congress. Really, all that's left is the office. The Oval Office, if you will. Anything that can give us a quick boost to things that make our CP higher. Oh, maybe. This one gives it research, that's cool. Exactly loaded right now, so they lay off mode. Yeah, and all these is kind of mid. So I'm not gonna mess with it. And it's just a nice little science boost for us, and also mission control boost. That's cool. Oh, and in a nice little information science research. Really, just a nice tidy little sum of bonuses for one measly org capacity. You know, most people who are good at this game will have bought like half the orgs up by now because they're over in like, you know, Uganda or something, you know, pillaging the land with the spoils system. In this grand playthrough, we do something called role-playing, where we are the good boy Star Trek faction, but we don't do pesky things like neo-colonialism to plunder the resources of the third world. We plunder the resources of the first world instead. So that's why I am a little bit broke. However, the funding will continue until morale improves. Get these things matching. I don't know if Unity is going to do what I want it to do, but we sure can try. Yeah, you can see. Well, no, technically, because we don't have the spoils, or we might be getting a little bit of spoils just because the AI role-playing has been running a smidgen of spoils. I also like to do it by monthly points to give a much better idea of what I'm actually spending here. You can sort it with this button here. Investment points being the little, how much, you know, the numerical value per month that you get, that you put into all these various things that have, you know, XYZ out of 1 or 2. And when it finishes, it gives you the thing. In this case, it is plus 0.16 to 0.34 per year. Boost, an interesting resource, is technically the closer you are to the equator, or at least the closer your country has territory in the equator. So, for example, France has French Guyana. So technically, I think they have a pretty high boost value, because the closer you are to the equator, the easier it is to launch things into space, just because of physics and other things that people who can do math probably understand. And so yeah, see, there's a launch site, France. You're in French Guyana because it's so close to the equator, or rather Kourou. Yeah, and I imagine the United States is also relatively high on the scale, simply because, like Florida, and other relatively close to the equator items. But if we went somewhere like Cuba, or even one of the West African countries, one of these South American countries, you know, we would get a lot more bang for our buck investing into boost. Although sometimes you do have to found a space program before you can start building rockets. Crazy concept, I know. Okay, we're probably going to be over our control point cap here pretty soon. Oh, this event essentially means that everyone's kind of gotten used to the whole aliens are here thing. It's now yesterday's news. So the initial shock is wearing off, and people are less concerned about it and more concerned about their day-to-day lives, which is depressingly accurate. Speaking of day-to-day things, this is another reason why going into Russia can be a bit difficult, because they're in the middle of a pesky little thing called the invasion of Ukraine, and they do fun things like generate war crime atrocities, which are, if I can find the right menu. What am I doing? There it is. Which add up over here, and when you get atrocities, your faction, which would be the faction in control of whatever country is committing the atrocity, it's a big old debuff to their popularity. You know, and so I've had it many times where I've gone into Russia, and before I can even blink, I get an atrocity added to my tally and my public relations killed, simply because I happen to gain control of the army, and then have the worst luck imaginable with the RNG, because it's essentially an event that fires. So be very careful going to Russia about that, because you can just kind of stumble your way into getting atrocities on your little war crime scorecard here, and that's not great unless you're one of those factions that doesn't really care, like say the Servants or Humanity First, in which case, you know, go hog wild. But yeah, typically, if you're going into Russia, the best thing you can do is just immediately end this war here, get all the armies out, or else you're essentially just sitting on a ticking time bomb of atrocity generation that's just going to kill your public relations everywhere. So reason number 15 why Russia is not a great start. Strategically, the only thing it has going for it is the gargantuan number of nukes it has, which is you know, technically only 2 more, and these are not individual warheads, by the way. They're meant to represent abstracts of like barrages, right? So like Israel, North Korea, they don't literally have one nuclear bomb. This is just like one barrage's worth of missiles, let's say. But tangent aside, it can be strategically beneficial to take control of Russia temporarily, knowing their nukes, because you can disarm nukes and then leave. And that way, if one of the schizo factions takes over, such as say the Servants, you know, Humanity First, one of the factions that is a-okay with using nuclear weapons, if one of them takes over, they can't use them because they all got disarmed. Humanity First is a little less inclined to use them than the Servants, so I'm not super concerned about them apparently going in on it. But if the Servants start cropping up over there, we might need to have a little imperialist adventure over from the United States into Russia to make the nukes stop being a thing. Alright, tangent over. Let's get
Standing by for orders.
Yet another roll of the dice over here. Okay, that's pretty good. We're getting better values here. Oh my god. Who was not assigned? Oh, because I literally didn't press the button.
Bringing them to our side.
10 out of 10 UI design. It is about as idiot-proof as we could hope it to be. But you know, I do find a way to screw it up still. Okay. New counselors. That's cool. May have just spent all of my influence already though, so we're gonna hold off until next turn for that.
Order is returning.
Right. Order's returning. Okay. Wow, that's it's a really good roll.
We laud the Romans for assimilating, rather than exterminating other nations. But we should not forget that their siege weapons were terrible things to behold. History is littered with accounts of opponents simply surrendering as they watched Roman catapults approaching their walls. Colonel Hans Castillo, guest lecture to officer candidates.
You gotta love Hans's quotes here. We laud the Romans for not committing genocide, but that's quite the quote. 10 out of 10 faction. Let's do. You know what? Should I be all cool and hip and sign my own death warrant here? Let's do it. Okay.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
This was dumb. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, hold on. No, I just remembered. If you don't get the executive, you can technically
Mission
forego
canceled.
getting the executive. This is basically cheesing it, but since you can't go in to control just the executive, you have to control at least one subordinate control point, and then you can get the executive. So technically, this is the AI can't just snatch this up, right? So it's okay to just leave it like this while we wait for our impending butt punishment to come in here. And when it comes in, we could quite possibly, technically, since we only control one country, theoretically our maximum of loss is 3, but we won't lose the executive because we don't control it, but the AI can't control it. So you probably see where I'm going with this. So we're gonna cheese it.
Reporting in.
Right, we're gonna go
Headed there
wherever
now.
that is. Oh, yep, here
I'm
it is.
here.
Really? That's the route you took? Okay. He came in over the North Pole? What was that about? Anyway, yeah, looks like he's gonna run that.
Reporting in.
You wouldn't happen to have strife again, would you? You wouldn't. Wow, never mind. That's 4%? Oh, wait, no, that was in a different country. Yeah, we'll just run this.
I will tell our story.
Oh, we
Ready
just
for orders.
Oh, and we can do our little aura farming here.
I'll make
Not
sure
really the
they
right
are
word,
on our
but
side.
I'm trying to be hip and trendy.
I
Basically,
believe they'll still loyal to the cause.
yeah, basically, Inspire mission is you roll up to people and you
Prepping
say,
for
hey,
mission.
we sure do hate betraying the
Prepping
faction,
for
don't we? And then they either emphatically
I will
agree
report
or they
when my
like kind
mission
of
is
awkwardly shrug their shoulders.
Mission in progress.
They really...
Mission in progress.
Are you guys done talking? Okay. Basically, she essentially went up
I
to
will report when
this
my
lady
mission
and
is
said,
complete.
hey, it sure would be cool if your loyalty score was higher, and therefore you were less vulnerable to treachery missions from other factions. And since the role went well, she said, oh yeah, sure, it would be great if my loyalty score was higher. So that presumably is higher now. You can't tell the exact one unless you have someone investigate.
Laying the groundwork.
And we do not have a good investigate
groundwork.
counselor at the time.
Mom's last years were a blur of doctors and treatments. By that point, every movement was painful. The one thing she loved was her aquatic therapy. Whenever I was home on leave, I'd take her to the pool for hours. Weightless, smiling, free. Commander Fiona Ayawade, during a psychological evaluation.
Okay. Wow, that's a whole lot of stuff unlocked from that. Okay. I promise I have beaten this game before. I don't know why I'm so surprised by this. Skywatch is still rolling, and we're just gonna farm Inspire missions.
things up.
Now we could really
Prepping for mission.
double up with them if this guy...
We're winning their hearts and minds.
I'm not being facetious. It's literally because he's an extremely negative and mean person. He cannot inspire people. So he just has to make it. He can't do the Inspire mission, so we can't double up the Inspire mission, which would be great if we could. I guess we'll just do... I don't know. Buy things sometimes, with money occasionally. Oh. Good job. Yeah, we're kind of just sitting here accruing boost, waiting for the hammer to drop.
Recon complete.
Yep, I'll bet it is. Wait, well, oh. It's not a Korean division, it's a division in Korea. Okay, that makes more sense.
Where do you need me?
Do we have the influence income to just kind of... You're not the person to be doing advisor missions, at least not yet. Ooh, hello. This is a really good org. I kind of want it on our celebrity though, because it will kind of ramp her persuasion even more, and to kind of get her started on administration as well. Plus, we get another research project. Nope, that's not the thing we want. We want this. Okay, we're still running Deep System Skywatch, even if we have 2 projects going at once, so that's what that little ear icon means, the +1. It means 1 more research project, right? Which you can get from organizations in later buildings. Eventually it will give you like a little bonus depending on how many you have. It's a whole thing.
Your orders?
We just can... I wish I had something more productive have you do. What does automate say to do? Hide. Okay, so clearly the computer doesn't have a better idea either. I mean, Canada's not exactly known for its instability. Let's just keep spamming the stabilize mission in Mexico.
Restoring order.
I'm essentially just giving
Reporting in.
the initiative free stability, but you know, I can live with it. We'll just keep... I don't really know if we want to bother with loyalty for this guy, because I don't think we're going to keep him. I mean, he's got a pretty decent command skill. Speaking of... Oh, I should have bought another counselor. Oops. Kind of a nice command skill. It's just he's a really shitty officer is the problem. The whole point of an officer is your persuasion and command. We'll see. We're definitely keeping our evangelist, I think. Maybe. I don't know. She's actually kind of dog water too. We might be replacing both of them, honestly. I don't know. We'll you can't inspire yourself, unfortunately, which is just way too real.
I'll speak
Alright.
with them. I think we had a breakthrough.
Yo, that was a good roll. Okay. I don't know why I said yo. No, I don't normally say yo. That influence your brain.
Things are stabilizing.
Alright.
We've moved the needle.
Now these are what I call... Oh, wow. And me without an investigation counselor. This is a counselor from another faction. We don't know who. We could investigate them, but I'm pretty sure we
Wrapping up
have
here.
less than 10 investigation
Prepping
between
for
the 3 of
next
them.
mission.
How could one
Prepping
so
for
young
next mission.
Oh.
Cleaning things up.
Here comes the sun.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Alright, and we can see... Oh! Now that we can look out into the solar system, we can see that they did not, in fact, come in peace. What's some other fun and exciting... What are we looking for here? Advanced chemical rocketry? Surely not. I think we might do that. Well, do we want... You know what? We'll stick to the basics. Give me some more explodey rockets. Technology lab. A good idea to get all the lab research out of the way quick. At least I think it is.
Ready for my mission.
Sure. Yeah, we're still waiting out our the hammer to drop here. Speaking or counselors. Astronaut. Hello. I think we found our friend Gerard's replacement here. Wow. This is a bad trait, but otherwise this is pretty good. Yeah, holy. Wow. Just keeps getting better. I think we just hit the jackpot with our Filipino astronaut, computer scientist, aerospace engineer. He's a little demanding though, which is understandable because clearly he's demanding on himself too. Which it does give him buffs to administration as command, but it means anytime anyone has a critical fail, he literally loses loyalty. Like, he can't believe in the cause anymore because people are failing. So that's not great. But I don't know. This is a pretty good trait. Besides the demanding, the only real downside is he's 54. He genuinely might not survive the campaign, but that's such a long-term issue that I really, that's future me's problem. Yeah, all right, Mr. Oh, it's blocking your name. Oh, no, right there. Hey, Mr. Arthur. Okay. Gerard, I'm afraid your days are numbered.
Standing by.
Let's see, yeah, he's got a better military skill and a better persuasion skill, and get this, can actually use his abilities. All right, I'm genuinely tempted to. Do we have income? We do have research income from him. Oh, it's only because of the orgs, though. We'll just bloop, pop that off. I think we're just gonna ditch Gerard as soon as possible, and maybe probably isn't the best way to do this, but I would like to farm influence. Wait, and then we'll get another counselor. And I don't know, we'll kind of keep this lady in our back pocket for, not a terrible idea to have 2 persuasion people, and like you can't go wrong with an admin character either, but I don't know, we're still a little short. We need a science character.
I'm here.
Which technically he could be because he's an astronaut, so he does get a little boost to science, but I don't know, he'll probably be our dedicated military guy. Speaking of which, of that, Interpol. He's also, since he's astronaut, he's government. This would be, ooh, that would be nice. Maybe we should start doing spoils. Maybe we should turn to the dark side just for the orgs. Famous. Hello, influence income. He's definitely not going to be a senior aerospace engineer. So that's okay, but that's a lot of cheddar for the world's decentest boost. Let's do... This is 2, though, I guess you could argue. This is where it's really... That's a plus a quarter... That's a... Jeez, I'm getting that. That's crazy. Anyway. We inspire our friend over here. I don't know how loyal he is, but I would like to not worry about it.
I'll ensure their
This is stupid. Don't do it this way. You're gonna just both persuade each other at the same time that the cause is worth it.
I believe
not sure how that works.
Loyal to the cause.
Yo, sick roll.
I think we had a
Yo, sick roll. Again, don't know why I'm saying yo.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Right. I'm sure you will. I have no doubt that you will report when your mission is complete.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Dang. About to be a lot more unjustified. I got bad news for you. Yeah, it's a bit cruel how long they make you wait for the hammer to drop from Deep Space Skywatch. Just gonna keep accumulating boost, though. As long as it lets us. I don't know, some strats for the Academy are to just kind of snatch up whatever you can, spoils the hell out of it, and then just rush Deep Space Skywatch. You know, get creamed on all of the control points you don't care about, and then go for your actual target. You're effectively surrendering the European Union if you do that, at least in the short term. But you know, it's a strat, that's for sure. Looks like Humanity First is winning the Russia fight, so that should be terrifying. As usual, the AI cannot get into China. The RNG will screw them. Japan's probably in a similar boat, as is India. Yeah, this is kind of the rocks of countries that are a pain in the ass to get into. But interesting. They went to the trouble of controlling Kazakhstan, but they don't actually take the boost income from it because they cracked down themselves. Oh, the AI is interesting. Interesting priorities.
At your service.
Anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah, waiting for our inevitable punishment. can we do anything fun? Hello. This is gonna clean us out, but that is free flat boost income. Holy. Yeah, look at that. That's bananas. Alright. We're gonna do... This is not even slightly optimal, but...
Ready? I'm here.
We want to just do a PR campaign
Making our
everywhere
case.
in our neighbors.
Ready to go.
Ready for my mission.
I'll speak with them.
Okay.
I think we had a breakthrough.
Awesome.
I
Cool.
believe they'll stay loyal
Sick
to the
rolls, bro.
cause.
Yeah.
Of course, there was an accident. Frankly, I'm surprised it took this long. Just get the recovery crew in there to salvage the gear ASAP. Worry about the bodies later. The delays are costing us. Chairman Soren van Beek, Internal Memo.
What a guy. Deep space propulsion. Man. Oh, what a topic. You know, these are not bad researches, but I guess outpost tabs is what we need, but I don't know, I feel like, have we even done the moon? Yeah, we haven't. If the AI doesn't pick it, I'm gonna have to. It would be sure be nice if we had the moon mission. You know, I speak with such hope when we're about to be smited here shortly. Yep, there it is. They have not come in peace. Images of obvious alien military ships and structures in the far solar system as dash hopes worldwide for peaceful contact. Yeah, it turns out they are. We got Romulans instead of Vulcans. Many who wish to seek an avenue of cooperation with the aliens, changing their views in light of some of the first hard facts about their arrival. And by changing their views, what they mean is that we're about to just straight up not have a good time. Yep. Woo. Yeah. Well, gotta love the reactions here. Well, obviously the little minority here is various exploitable ideologies, so whatever, you know, crazy corporate media is preaching there. Project Exodus. So that means they immediately went from like, yeah, let's be buddies to we need to get out of here now. And then the other 20% went from let's be buddies to no, we need to kill them all now. Clearly their commitment to the Academy cause was not very strong to begin with. Wow. That's it? Okay, this might be our first spot of real luck all game, because that's all we got cracked down on. Now granted, we did I say all, it was Congress, but you know, we'll survive.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
We'll be ready for new orders.
Oh, I just realized I got rid of Gerard, which means, oh no.
Two types of
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Watches and saw that, then they probably know that I have goofed just a tad. Oh, streamer Letty. I don't know if you're still watching, but yeah, I just was hyper focused on the game. My bad. Let's see. Okay, so
Acknowledged.
first things first, we should probably just lock it down. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Our
Ready for
public
orders.
opinion collapsed. Want to get that back up here.
We'll make our appeal. At your service.
It's gonna
Where to?
all hands on deck for that. Maybe not. Maybe not all hands. It's running. Oh, well, you're gonna do. Gonna roll the dice. Or no, good idea. I guess we're rolling the dice here.
I will tell our story.
The reason I'm hesitant to spend influence is I like another character. Preferably one with the defend interest. Yeah, that's a politician, which is another persuasion character, but also admin. Oh, that's some pretty nice investigation, though. They get cracked. They do get cracked down in Purge. this is, I think we're just gonna grab this lady. Oligarch, I mean, not exactly ideal, but you know, needs must. Pollyanna, okay, that means that she always shows us essentially max loyalty. So it's hard to tell if she's actually disloyal. Opinion leader, shady. Okay, so we get a corrupt Korean oligarch, but they've got really good stats. It would harm the roleplay, though. What do you do instead? Your stats are not spectacular. Not spectacular at all. But espionage is not awesome. Oh goodness. Choice. Suppose we could also check this tech mogul. We're not that far away from 60. No, they don't have. We need what these politicians are selling, which is just purge and crackdown in one character. Fixer. Not a fan of fixers. The enemy of the state. We are not going to India if we pick her. This is such. I mean, it's not spectacular. Like, that's only 3 more espionage, but it does a lot more persuasion and investigation. I think we will go for our friend here, our cynical Mexican friend here, who's at least honest about their loyalty, which is not very high. And they are rich, which is nice. They are not going to actively falsify the budget. So yeah, I guess we yeah, we'll pull the trigger on this. That's our bet here. Do we just dump into espionage? We really are gonna need someone with espionage. Not really. I don't really think of Mexican politicians when I think of espionage, but I guess maybe I should. No. Okay, no one else gets to level up, so we're just gonna roll with the bunches. Like, she doesn't have, like, I don't know, she's not spectacular here. I say spectacular way too many times now. Yeah, this
We'll make our appeal.
Oh, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted. You don't need any skills to do defend interest. That was the whole reason for this. Man, I have goldfish memory. Alright.
Protecting our interests.
Now these will be very resistant to crackdowns and purges, which are the skills that yoink control points from other factions.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Alright, so we need to repair our image in the United States. Which is easier said than done.
Their hearts and minds.
But yeah, because your influence income is also heavily tied to, you know, your public relations, which is why another reason why stacking up atrocities isn't a great idea, because it makes you unpopular all over the world. But yeah, the United States is relatively high population, and we already have an advantage here. So if we can get this back to like 70-75% like we had, that's a nice tidy little sum for our influence income. Okay.
I'm here.
Where do you need me?
You're not going to be doing our,
Ready for orders.
Yeah, that's not who be
Where
doing
to?
that. Okay. I don't think we're going to mess with
Making
Control
our
Nation for a
case.
while. Maybe go to somewhere a little less difficult to persuade people. Family. Oh yeah, you have family ties, so you get a bonus there because you are Mexican. Persuading Mexicans.
I will try to sway the public.
I don't know if this gives a bonus, like if having higher public relations gives a to the neighboring countries or something, but I don't know. It will give us better influence income, so I mean, that's something. And it will keep the initiative on their toes here. With what surprisingly progressive agenda for the initiative.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
I hate it. I hate everything.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Got it.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
This is terrible.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Okay, this is gonna give her just free espionage, so we just insta-grab that. That's no brainer there. We are starving for espionage. I don't know, we're just... Technically, no time is wasted.
Embers glow. Through meditation, prayer, and togetherness, these dim sparks will blossom into the to be.
Sorry, just cut the audio off there because I was looking at
Superior Judith Howard.
Chatbot.
Burn brighter. Self-improvement course.
Improvement course. Yeah. This is something. Mission to Moon. There we go. We do have HABs unlocked. Or wait, rather, we're going to have them unlocked. Yeah, we need to get Outpost Core next. And we can kind of just immediately rush to grab the moon. Just, it's ASAP. Like, we need to... Because there's usually only one site that doesn't suck on the moon. Maybe two. And you need to just snatch this up immediately and get a nice little boost into your space economy. Because that's how you actually fight the aliens, right? I know, crazy. There's aliens in this game. We haven't really interacted with them at all thus far. But yeah, these things up here are the lifeblood of space and building things in space, which is how you fight the aliens with spaceships and things that shoot from them. So we will continue accruing boosts so that we can quickly snatch up the moon.
Your orders?
We're just kind of... What's our percentage on this? Because I really would not have the executive just kind of rug pulled on me here. Oh, everyone has such abysmally bad... Well, actually, your investigation isn't bad. It's your espionage, your... But you don't have the investigate counselor mission. Oh, damn. Let's see. Where is our... Is there anything that gives us investigate counselor? Really cool if we did Basad. It'd be really cool if we got investigate counselor or something. Okay, I found the hole in the whole politician spy theory, which is that they don't come with investigation. that's or assassination. Pretty key points to a spy character. But it's okay. I have a plan. That plan is to hope that I roll an org that gives me investigate counselor. This is not the optimal way to play this game. Let's sneak this bad boy. Going.
Our case remains
really?
unheard.
Twice in a row she fails an
We're winning their
88%.
hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Our case remains unheard.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Standing by for orders.
Not successful. That was probably. You can advise. You've got the world's okayest admin score and a decent command score, so yeah.
Lending my expertise.
Reporting in.
Okay, if we just full send, we're back to the 50-50.
Establishing control.
Screw it, let's do it.
Acknowledged.
Your espionage is still really bad, so you cannot just purge this Well, we can't purge our own thing, but yeah, we're not going to be doing any purges anytime soon here. Which is fine. We're just in it for the US of A. We don't need to snap. Like, these are optional for later. These two. You can technically build a mega nation with Canada and Mexico, but it's probably the world's okayest mega nation compared to, like, the China mega nation you can unlock, which gets so much more. Or the European Union, which you get very quickly. Contrast that with America, we get, like, all of the Northern Americas, including, I think, the Caribbean, and we still have less people than regular base China. Anyway, I digress. High thrust probes, that is a good research project.
Offering assistance.
Right, okay, so now he's going to buff our research output by considerably more than I expected him to. That is a 7 science skill, no wonder. 7% and 5 by, so yeah, it's 7% because 7 science, 5% because 5 admin. And the armed forces by 0.08 because 8 command. It's crazy how math works. Alright. No way. Another one? Impossible. Positive.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Yeah, we are just barely managing to repair our
no sway in their minds.
public image here in the United States. Yeah, graphene battery. And we're still waiting on
Mission in
our
progress.
roll of the dice here. Cool. Oh, hey,
We've gained
resistance.
Significant
Sick.
support.
Got a great roll. Okay.
Wrapping up here.
Prepping for next mission.
Wait, no! How do I only have 5 ops? I guess we're letting it burn. Alright. Okay. You're going to China.
We'll see what we can find.
Standing by for orders.
You're doing the psyops.
Making our case.
And you get to defend interest, and I think after this
Securing
turn,
our control.
we will call it because we technically have achieved our immediate term goal of snatching
Making
up the US of A. In the least efficient and rapid manner possible.
Very little for one tribe of humanity to look upon a second tribe as the other. Think of what will happen once hundreds of millions of kilometers lie between us.
Okay, we got mission to Mars before we got mission to the moon. That's not good. I mean, I suppose it's good, but that means we're going to be short on boost when the moon rolls up. Oh well. We'll survive. These satellite tests from Russia.
We're winning their
That's
hearts
not very
and
nice.
minds.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Pain mission. Are you? Everyone is just whiffing their 80s and up percentages.
I will report when my mission is complete. We found something.
Okay. I think we'll call it a stream. Good night, everyone.